for up-to-the-minute news, intelligent, interactive, and engaging conversation. 96.9 FM. The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Police investigating the country's latest murders, a number of shootings overnight and this morning. The Prime Minister meeting with the UK legal team on the Grabama Port Authority. And the B3A says denying Cooper a spot on the Olympic team is unfair. It's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of a new way. Don't you know that it's the start of the end of the old way. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Friday, July 19th, 2024. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Dwight Strachan. Coming up this morning, we're going to be talking with a cancer survivor. He wants men to get their checkups and to destigmatize cancer, especially among men in this country. That's all ahead, but first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you're sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. In the overnight, we're getting reports of a shooting early this morning that has left a man in serious condition, if not fatally wounded this man. We're waiting for more reports from the police. We'll have an update for you coming up in the 8 o'clock news. This comes following a double murder on Pine Barren Road. 2 men were shot dead there off Fox Hill Road last night. Details still coming in on this one, but police notified the media of the murders just before 10:30 p.m. The shootings come 2 nights after a 51-year-old man was shot and killed on Hannah Road. Police say that victim was in a burgundy Nissan Cube about to leave his residence when 2 gunmen got out of that vehicle and shot him multiple times. While officials are investigating allegations of bribery at the Carmichael Road Detention Center, they do not have any evidence yet to substantiate the claims. That's according to Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Yukul Bonaby. Bonaby asked yesterday to respond to claims made by the U.S. State Department's 2024 Trafficking in Persons report, which noted that in one case, foreign sex trafficking victims said that officers at the detention center asked for bribes in exchange for their release. The report said that observers noted that some immigration officials have solicited Haitian migrants, including potential trafficking victims, for bribes. Asked about those claims, Bonaby said they have no specific information to suggest that did in fact happen. His comments made at a press conference at the National Security Ministry yesterday to discuss the findings of that report. Minister of Works and Family Island Affairs Clay Sweeting, who is also the MP for Central and South Eleuthera, says that the Eleuthera is facing a public health crisis as he announced efforts to relieve frequent water and power supply interruptions. Calling the situation in Eleuthera dire, he said the lack of these services is now a public health crisis and a serious safety issue. He says his constituents are suffering from heat exhaustion and mental exhaustion and are disenfranchised daily with what he called an unacceptable situation. His comments coming amid frequent power and water outages that have worsened in recent weeks. Residents and business owners on Eleuthera have expressed their frustration, noting the impacts are serious and far-reaching for the island, a popular family island tourist destination. Earlier this week, the Water and Sewage Corporation notified customers from Gregorytown to Savannah Sound that the naval-based desalination plant was experiencing major production challenges and warned them to prepare for possible outages. Prime Minister Philip Davis traveling to London to promote the Bahamas and meet with a UK team that is working with the government on matters involving the Grand Bahama Port Authority. A confirmation coming from the office of the Prime Minister yesterday. A statement from OPM saying that while in London, the Prime Minister will hold the meetings with the UK legal team working with the Office of the Attorney General on matters regarding the GBPA, including the $357 million owed by the Port Authority to Bahamian taxpayers. This is under Clause 1.5 of the Hawksbill Creek Agreement, which says that any costs borne by the government for certain activities and services provided in Freeport are to be reimbursed by the GBPA. For more than a year now, the government has engaged in a feud with GBPA, which denies that it owes those claims. Well, the government claims the GBPA has vowed to fight the government's claims. And the B3As, the Bahamas Association of Athletic Associations, denying LaCarthia Cooper a spot to compete on the 2024 Bahamas Olympic team after she missed out on the 2020 Tokyo Games due to COVID would be unfair and contrary to its election principles. A statement issued by B3A's president, Jermico Archer, says the association had originally recommended Cooper to be a part of the team. Archer says the B3A's was not aware that the Bahamas Olympic Committee's decision to veer from this recommendation until it was publicly announced. A former police officer remanded to prison after he was charged with the July 14th shooting. Desir Bien faced charges of causing dangerous harm and possession of firearms with intent to endanger life when he made his initial court appearance before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley yesterday. Bien is accused of shooting Tracy Russell in the leg and upper body while at a club on Nassau Street. Bien was not required to plead and was denied bail. The matter was adjourned to October 10th for the presentation of a voluntary bill of indictment. Russell suspected of fatally shooting and injuring another man, and he remains in the hospital under police guard. Bien was reportedly interdicted from his duties and was not authorized to have the pistol allegedly used in the shooting. Overseas, a global technology outage grounding flights, knocking banks and hospital systems offline, and media outlets off air today in a massive global disruption that affected companies and services around the world and highlighted dependence on software from a handful of providers. Cybersecurity firm CrowdStrike says that the issue believed to be behind the outage was not a security incident or cyber attack, and that a fix is on the way. The company said the problem occurred when it deployed a faulty update to computers running Microsoft Windows. But hours after the problem was first detected, the disarray continued and escalated. Long lines formed at airports in the U.S., Europe, and Asia as airlines lost access to check-in and booking services at a time when many travelers are heading away for summer vacations. News outlets in Australia, where telecommunications were severely affected, were pushed off air for hours. Hospitals and doctors' offices had problems with their appointment systems, while banks in South Africa and New Zealand reported outages to their payment system or websites and apps. Some athletes and spectators descending on Paris ahead of the Olympic Games were delayed, but Games organizers said disruptions were limited and didn't affect ticketing or the torch relay. Down Detector, a track which users report disruptions to internet services, recorded that airlines, payment platforms, and online shopping websites around the world were affected, although the disruption appeared piecemeal and was apparently related to whether the companies used Microsoft cloud-based services. From the U.S., former President Donald Trump, somber and bandaged, accepted the GOP presidential nomination Thursday at the Republican National Convention. In a speech that described in detail the assassination attempt that could have ended his life just 5 days earlier, before laying out a sweeping populist agenda, particularly on immigration. The 78-year-old former president, known best for his bombast and aggressive rhetoric, began his acceptance speech with a softer and deeply personal message that drew directly from his brush with death. Moment by moment, the crowd listening in silence, Trump described standing out on stage in Butler, Pennsylvania, with his head turned to look at a chart on display when he felt something hit his ear. He raised his hand to his head and saw immediately that it was covered in blood. He said that if he had not moved his head at that very moment, the assassin's bullet would have perfectly hit its mark. Trump's address, the longest convention speech in modern history at just under 93 minutes, marked the climax and conclusion of a massive 4-day Republican pep rally that drew thousands of conservative activists and elected officials to swing state Wisconsin as voters weigh in an election that currently features two deeply unpopular candidates. Sensing political opportunity in the wake of his near-death experience, the Republican leader, Trump, embraced a new tone he hopes will generate even more momentum in an election that appears to be shifting in his favor. In sports, Jazz Rato Jazz Chisholm Jr., the formidable 26-year-old former All-Star in baseball, has been making waves with his performance and improved health this season. Despite concerns about his previous injury history, Chisholm has managed to play an impressive 90 out of the Marlins' 93 games so far. This marks his healthiest season to date, and that's catching the attention of teams across the league. According to a report from the Miami Herald on July 8th, Chisholm's recent success has garnered genuine interest from other clubs for the first time. In the past, injuries and his personality apparently left some teams uncertain about acquiring him in a potential trade. With the trade deadline approaching, reports now suggest that Chisholm's name is becoming increasingly popular in those discussions. And it's being reported that the New York Yankees and the San Diego Padres might be interested in Chisholm. You can read more about this in today's Guardian Sports section. More trade talk, this time from the NBA. The Los Angeles Clippers sent Russell Westbrook to the Utah Jazz in a sign and trade deal for point guard Chris Dunn. The Jazz are expected to buy out the former NBA MVP's contract so that Westbrook can sign with the Denver Nuggets, according to ESPN. Utah also got the right to swap second-round draft picks in 2030, the draft rights to center Balsa Kobrivica, and cash. Westbrook, a 9-time All-Star and the 2017 MVP for Oklahoma City, was traded for the 5th time in his career. He's now been traded to Utah by both franchises in his native Los Angeles in the past 18 months. The 35-year-old has reportedly opted into the final year of his contract with the Clippers, who were to pay him just over $4 million. The point guard averaged a career-low 11.1 points per game, while mostly coming off the bench last season for the Clippers, who were bounced by Dallas in the first round of the playoffs while Kawhi Leonard was injured. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. And time for your first look at weather for this morning, brought to you by Easy Car Sales. We've got a prominent ridging pattern coupled with locally humid conditions. That's going to once again allow for scorching temperatures across the country today. A brisk easterly wind will quickly transport a thick plume of Saharan dust across the central and southeast Bahamas, reducing air quality, while creating increasingly hazardous sea conditions through tonight. So a lot going on. We've got a number of warnings. A heat advisory remains in effect again for the entire Bahamas, and UV indices are expected to be in the high to extreme range. Everyone is being advised to limit outdoor activities, wear loose-fitting clothing, and take frequent breaks. Hydrate, and wear sunscreen. Beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should exercise caution due to the moderate to high risk of rip currents, especially on eastern and southern shorelines. And we've got an upcoming full moon, and everyone should expect tidal flooding during periods of high tide along coastal areas and marshlands heading into the weekend and early next week. And again, because that's Saharan dust, those with respiratory issues need to take precautions. So for today, for the northwest Bahamas, we are looking at partly sunny, extremely hot and humid conditions with widely scattered showers and short-lived thunderstorms beginning late morning into the afternoon, becoming partly cloudy and very warm with weakening showers and lingering thunderstorms tonight. Smallcraft caution will come into effect for Atlantic exposures by this afternoon due to swells, winds southeast to south at 10 to 15 knots, seas 2 to 4 feet, over local offshore waters with seas building up to 6 feet along Atlantic exposures by this afternoon. For the central and southeast Bahamas today, mostly sunny, hot, hazy, and locally windy with a few light passing showers, moving northwestwards into the central Bahamas today, becoming fair, warm, and breezy tonight. Smallcraft caution remains in effect for the central Bahamas, smallcraft advisory for the southeastern islands. Winds east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots. Over the central Bahamas, increasing to 15 to 25 knots in the southeastern islands. Seas 2 to 4 feet over the banks, building up to 4 to 6 feet in open waters. Seas surging 5 to 8 feet across the southeastern islands. Again, another hot day in store. We're looking at highs getting up to around 92 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but the heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to about 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. It is currently about 84 degrees, mostly cloudy skies in Nassau. That's your first look at weather this morning. We'll have an extended outlook and a look at the tropics coming up in our next weather check. This weather check brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Have a question about electric vehicles? We'll visit iamgeneratione.com to find out more. It is time for a break, but when we come back, we're discussing the day's top stories right here on Guardian Radio 96.9, your home for fresh news and smart talk all day.
51 years of Bahamian pride, a vibrant rhythm, a symphony of resilience. We've grown from bankers to neighbors to friends. Together, we build a future as bright as our sun. I am 242. You are 242. We are 242. Scotiabank is proud to be Bahamian.
Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Street, has those hard-to-find fasteners for you right now. You can find stainless steel regular hex, carriage bolts, galvanized bolts, threaded rods, nails, self-tap screws, sex bolts, anchor bolts, turnbuckles, masonry tools, hand tools, and weed whacker strings. Check out the rope selection and car body fasteners too. Special orders are welcome. It's your #1 fastener store. Screws and Fasteners World, Balfour Avenue and Palm Beach Streets. Call 326-1976.
Hey Bahamas, ready for some eye-openers? Check out 2 brand new books by our legendary 3-time PM, Hubert Ingram. Get the tea on his amazing leadership and courage to buck the system. These books are for you, the game changers, movers and shakers, and anyone passionate about our nation's roots and future. Available now at Dungalik Studios, Logos Bookstore, the National Art Gallery of the Bahamas, and Chapter 1 Bookstore. Score your copies today. Celebrate our amazing legacy.
For fast, reliable, and impactful printing services, look no further. Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life. We stand by our quality products that is second to none. Our affordable pricing and friendly, efficient staff makes Printmasters the ultimate choice for all your printing needs. We can deliver any type of printing services, from banners to booklets to business cards. You name it, we can print it.
Let Printmasters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
Looking to elevate your gadget game, or are tech troubles simply slowing you down? Escape to a world of innovation at Custom Computers, your go-to store for the latest cutting-edge tech. Whether you need to upgrade your life with the best from Apple and Windows, or your device needs a little TLC, the Custom Computers Know-How Store is the destination for unbeatable expertise and quality repairs. With 2 convenient locations, there's a Custom Computers near you on Patton Street in Palmdale and Cades Village, or call 396-1100.
Now let me see now. 326 EPIC. Hello. This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from around the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326-EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
Carrie's Fabrics and Uniform Store wants to get you ready for back to school. They have ready-made uniforms and uniform fabrics for almost every school in the Bahamas. At Carrie's, find skirts, blouses, shirts, jumpers, boy shorts and long pants, neckties, socks, and more. You can even have your uniform skirts custom made. Check out our selection of embroidered cotton shirts. That's Carrie's Fabrics and Uniform Store on Mackey Street. Phone 393-0758 or 817-0758.
Do you have uncontrollable debt? Are you ready to make that move to Fidelity for a stress-free future? These loans have a built-in savings plan that pays you unbeatable interest. Ask about our debt consolidation loans today. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Doctors Hospital Specialist Clinic is where trusted and best care meets consistency and dedication. Let our expert specialists take you on a healthcare journey where warmth, compassion, and your well-being come first. From diagnosis to prescription, we are with you every step of the way, ensuring your peace of mind. Visit us today at Centerville Medical Center, Collins Avenue and 6th Terrace, and discover quality, compassionate healthcare at Doctors Hospital Specialist Clinic.
RBC is good for all of you. Life is full of twists, turns, and defining moments that create your own unique story. However your story unfolds, we're here to help guide you through it. From every big decision to every new adventure, RBC is good for all of you. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/all of you.
I'm Andy Knowles. I'm the president and co-founder for Let's Swim Bahamas.
And my name is Nancy Knowles. I am the program director for Let's Swim Bahamas.
This whole idea of taking swimming lessons to the Bahamian public was something that we thought was a great idea.
I've always been a learn to swim coach and a life-saving coach. And so this is now my turn to kind of really see learn to swim being developed.
Although we ran swift swimming for some 30 years and we offered Let's Swim lessons, we knew we were only touching a small percentage of the Bahamian public.
I enjoy the children and how happy and excited and joyful they are. When they come here, it's a very positive thing for them.
At the end of the day, more kids will be fulfilled, more kids will have a life-saving skill, and more kids will stay away from crime.
Crime-free.
Looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
In the world of business, technology is not a choice. It's a necessity. And for businesses that demand excellence, there's only one choice for unparalleled support and cutting-edge technology. Custom Computers. You have challenges and we have solutions. Computing, networking, storage, and printing for enterprises large and small, aligned with premium brands like HP, Microsoft, Konica Minolta, and more. Get tech done the right way with Custom Computers. Call the know-how team at 396-1101.
We go everywhere. Shop early at Janae's Chesapeake Road annual back-to-school sale going on now. Get up to 20% off on all school items in stock. Yes, all school items in stock. Shirts, jumpers, skirts, boys' long and short pants, school neckties, PE shorts, and a variety of colors and school monograms. Shop early and don't miss out at Janae's Uniform Center Chesapeake Road's annual back-to-school sale going on now. Remember, we go everywhere. Beat the rush and save, save, save at Janae's annual sale now.
Maybe it's time to explore your options. There's no harm in reviewing your mortgage arrangement and considering a better deal. CIBC Caribbean can help you narrow your search and decide. Switch your mortgage to CIBC Caribbean and enjoy a special interest rate and help towards your switching cost. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/inspired home for more information. Conditions apply.
Age ain't nothing but a number, they say. Whether you're a baby boomer or a Gen X, Y, or Z, Easy Car Sales invites you to be part of the new Generation E. We drive electric for the savings, for the planet, and most importantly, for the smooth, powerful ride. You really can have it all. We love our EV, and we are Generation E. Join us. Everyone is welcome. Visit IamGenerationE.com to find out more. Brought to you by Easy Car Sales.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
The Guardian Media Group has your ticket to Paris.
On your marks, get set, go!
Join the Guardian Media Group, Star 106 Hits, Guardian Radio 96.9, and Hot 91 FM. And follow Team Bahamas from paradise to Paris. Live comprehensive updates on Team Bahamas every day during the 2024 Summer Olympics. We are your ticket to Paris. Nassau Guardian Sports Editor Sheldon Longley will be trackside, bringing you closest to our athletes in their quest for gold. From paradise to Paris. The 2024 Summer Olympics live updates brought to you by gold sponsors, the Bahamas Ministry of Tourism, Jimmy Wines and Spirits, distributors of refreshing Sands beer, silver sponsor Executive Motors, and the bronze sponsors Hertz Rent-A-Car, Nagico Insurance, Bay Street Garage, Nassau Motors, your Chevy and Honda dealers, and New Life Natural. Let the games begin.
That was a fantastic last leg by Ramon Miller of the Bahamas.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas, Channel 969, and BTC Flow, Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us 422-4796, standard text rate supply. Once again, I'm Dwight Strachan. It is shaping up to be a very busy Friday morning here. We're going to tell you all about that in just a bit. But also, as we said, we're going to be talking with a cancer survivor who wants men to be paying closer attention to their health. You don't want to miss this discussion coming up beginning in our 8 o'clock hour. So that's all ahead. But let's start right now with what's in the news. And in the news, there's a couple of big stories. We've got some big local stories here. Just an unbelievable series of events overnight with murder. 4 murders since last night. 2 this morning, a double murder last night. This is unbelievable what is going on here. We're going to get into that in just a second. The other big story, and that's impacting how we're getting information to you starting now. Widespread technology outage across the whole world. Not said to be a cyber attack, just some bad data that's impacting everything from airlines to media outlets, banks, everything being disrupted this morning, again, across the world. And so that's going to prove to be a challenging for many people. Already has been in other parts of the world today. So keep that in mind. But let's get to this news here. The police definitely having a busy night. 2 murders this morning and a double murder last night. So this is the latest we have from the police. Just a few hours ago, around 4 o'clock, they were called to the scene of a shooting that left a man dead on Sumner Street in Redland Acres off Soldier Road. A man murdered there, shot to death around 4 o'clock. Just a couple hours earlier, police were on the scene on Crooked Island Street and Palmetto Streets, where a man was shot and died. Again, that was just before 2 o'clock. And this is all coming after double murder last night in the Fox Hill area. 2 men shot dead on Pine Barren Road, off Fox Hill Road. Details, still waiting for details on that. And but police notified the media of the murders around just before 10:30. 10:30 last night. And 4 people in less than 12 hours in this tiny country. And this is coming just 2 nights after a 51-year-old man was shot and killed on Hannah Road. Police say that man was about to leave his home when 2 gunmen got out of a car and shot him multiple times. Wow, what is happening, folks? What is going on? Every week we're asking this question, and I don't know if it's getting any better. Doesn't seem to be. We've got some lulls, and then we pick it up right back and seem to be making up for the lost time. 4 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 at night. Everyone's just walking around shooting people, and everybody's got a gun. I'm exhausted. Aren't you? Let's talk about it. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. 4 people since 10:30 last night? This can't be real. Good morning, caller. You're on the air. What's going on in this Bahamas?
Morning, Dwight. Who's your guest?
Just me here with you on this Friday morning.
Okay, riding solo. Morning, Dwight. What caught my attention was yesterday on all of the radio stations, right? They reported that Haitian Entertainment went to Abaco to perform a concert, and there's no record of him either coming or leaving. Now, I don't know if other Bahamians, feel so, like I feel, but same as though we should have open border. I mean, are there some investigation going on? Because how can a big entertainer come to the country, have a whole concert, no one know how he came, when he came, and when he left? And that happened in May. So is there some investigation going on? Or we should have open borders? Inquiring minds want to know.
I mean, you think that's more important than 2 murders this morning and 2 people shot last night?
2 murders seem to be something as what they call it, right, business as usual.
Oh, boy. Oh, dear.
And you all seem to be asking, well, who's next?
Yikes.
But I think that's very important. If your borders open, you cannot protect or control your borders. That's very important. I think, the press should be asking them, how could it happen? All right? Thank you, buddy.
All right. Well, I'm sure we use the term concert or performing loosely around here. So, I mean, people get on planes and fly into the country all the time. But okay. Any business as usual. Is that where we are? Is that probably why we are here, if that's what we're thinking? Business as usual. Who's next? My God, that is bleak. Is this what you want to be a part of? Yeah? Okay. 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us 422-4796. This text here. Oh, come on. Okay, so nobody cares. That's just what it is. These texts about the Republican convention and the brainwashed CNN, MSNBC, Democratic Party. Oh my goodness. Okay. This person says here, are any of those people killed mentioned in voice notes? No idea. I don't know what you mean. Hey, these callers should just stick to the point. We're talking about 4 murders. Yeah, I don't understand. And maybe that's an indicator, right? Like 4 murders, big whoop. Oh well. It ain't me. It ain't you. And well, that would explain a lot because we clearly have a very casual relationship with life here. Yeah, everyone's living that Grand Theft Auto life. That's just how it is. You just roll in, do what you got to do, and get out of there. Move on to the next story. Okay. Wow. 323-6232, 325-4316. 325-4259. This is a text. This jokey administration is lost in sauce. Now, where is this coming from? What is that? You're talking about which administration? The Davis administration and the government? Because people are out there killing people. What, have we had an administration that wasn't jokey and lost in the sauce when it comes to other people murdering each other? It's the people who are jokey and lost in the sauce. What is up with that? Explain yourself. What do you mean? What are you saying? What would make them less jokey? This person says here, think they may need to call the guy back from leave. Oh, dear Lord. Sometimes they have a sense of order that we can't understand. But we started the year off literally with a bang, with us on track to break all records. People weren't on leave then. What difference does that make? Okay. Oh, boy. So we'll learn more in the 8 o'clock news on exactly what's going on here, what happened. But again, 2 last night, just after 10:30 or just before 10:30, and 1 just before 2 o'clock this morning, and another just moments ago, 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock this morning. Another text here. Are these murders extrajudicial or gang-related? We have no idea. No idea yet. Don't know. Somebody's asking if the app is working. It was working this morning. Is it working now? Let's see. Remember now, the world is having a lot of issues, and there are outages affecting many, many things. So that might have changed. So that's the app. It's still up. But you might need to adjust how you listen to us if you're on Wi-Fi versus data or vice versa. So there are going to be a lot of technical issues for a lot of people today. So keep that in mind. But the app is up. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Good day to Swiss Talking Voice along with you, Dwight.
Hi, good morning.
We need justice, law, and order in Bahamas here.
Mm-hmm.
I like your voice text and also the comment in which the gentleman had made. Okay? You say the problem, Dwight, you mightn't like this. Okay? And government is the problem in this little country when it comes to the violence. Okay?
The government?
Go ahead.
You said the government?
Yes, the government.
Uh-huh.
I know dispute me, please. You want to hear what's happening?
I want to hear.
Okay. There are too much people came in this country illegal, and the Bahamians that has authority turn around and gives them papers for a couple of dollars. So they breed children, and I know some of the children from babies. But what I've noticed with the children, right? I be walking the street, and a bunch of gang of them walking together. These very young children, just in some what you would call, they ain't reached the 9th grade as yet. They will see a dog, right? And all of them would pick up a rock, you know what I'm saying? And voice that dog. I had to tell them some time back not to do it because I felt where the dog get hit. They hit the dog so hard. Other thing is, I'm a Saxon.
Okay, before you go on, let me say something. So you think that's a new thing?
It's not a new thing.
Because that's been going on. I think it might be better now than it used to be. I mean, the people around here
it's happening.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, but that's been happening for forever around here.
I said that those ones that came illegal.
So again,
Dwight, take your time.
No, you need to take your time. But all you're doing is spreading hate, though, because that's been happening from when I was a kid, right? So that's the problem. Everyone wants to pass the buck. And I'm sure you're right. I'm sure there are people who've come into the country and they do not think the way we do, and they have different values, and they are, God knows what they're doing. But let's not pretend like we are all saints here and that we haven't raised a bunch of maniacs. Full Bahamian maniacs who love guns and want to kill as many people as they can find. I'm sure a lot are not, don't fit into that category, but we have it too. So if you feel comfortable passing the buck and say it's them, those people, we need to get them out of here or get rid of them, carry on smartly. But that doesn't mean that we won't have issues, which we see very clearly. So that's all I'm saying. Don't try to pretend like this stuff is totally brand new because of immigrants. If you disagree, call back 323-6232. Well, if that's what it is, well, then just go back and resend everything. Hey, you just recently got citizenship, you got to resend it, and you got to go. Kick them all out then. Let's see what happens. Go back, tell them you got to go. That'll solve it. 325-4316. 325-4259. 242-300-5720. That's not a new thing. People, they were doing worse things when I was a kid to dogs. It was unbelievable. I think it's less of that happening now. Although the Humane Society says people are very awful, but it's not the children. It's grown adults who are torturing their dogs and treating them poorly. And the kids are just allowed to do this or see what adults have done and do the same. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Yeah, do I want to finish, please?
Yeah.
Okay, like I was saying, right, last night, I'm a Saxon. We didn't have practice anymore, so several of us just stayed around till very late, just talking and stuff like that and socializing, several of us. And after those people realized that we weren't having practice anymore, they start throwing bottle, rock, at the children, what are not, you know what I'm saying? None of them. One of the brothers, me and him was sitting down talking, he had to tell some of the children, go home, and he had a problem getting them to go out of the area, and they just tossing rock and tossing bottle, wild all over the place. Some people are afraid to approach them, and some people ain't checking. Some people that in authority got to put their foot down, okay? We never had this kind of stuff in our country, okay? I remember when I could walk from here to Fox Hill and walk back, walk from here to Camp Road and walk back, west, east and west, okay? The problem is the people that's in authority won't put their foot down, and then we have some people that work for government would only want to make a couple of dollars in spite of what's happening in this country. And that's the problem. If you check the names, okay, of the people who doing this foolishness and the people that were killed, just check the last names. And it's something that they give, man. Just as easy. Something that they give, and somebody got to take responsible for the foolishness that are happening in this country, especially those ones that are in authority, the church and the government. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. Hey, some of the names will fit the description you were talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. And some won't. Some won't. But even with the names of the people that you are talking about, speak to them. This is the only country they've ever known. They were born here, grew up here, as Bahamian as anyone. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Continue to call in 323-6232. 325-4316. 325-4259. Toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello, Dwight?
Hi, good morning.
It means that we, Bahamians, when we walked out of our house, we carried our manners with us. Respect and caring for dogs and people. We carry that with us. Some people leave from their houses. They never experience what the real Bahamians experience, like caring for people, manners, and respect. They don't know what that means. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So we're going to do this. Okay. Some people changing the stories. Because, Braymond, I don't know what year that was when you could walk from the places that you said, but a lot of us have never known that time. Have been advised from we were very young never to do something like that, especially at certain times of the day. And plenty of people can tell you stories they had sitting on a bus and what happened to them with traditional Bahamian names involved on all sides. So we've known there are places you can walk freely at night even, and there are places where you can't. That you shouldn't be hanging out with certain people, especially here, at any time of the day. And that's been the story for decades. We've known this. And yes, new people are coming into the country, and some are falling right in line with acceptable, in quotation marks, behaviors, and some are falling in with the wrong people and doing all manner of foolishness. So it's all where we're seeing everything and anything. We cannot point the finger at only one type of people. And if we continue to do that, we will get nowhere with this. There's enough blame to go around for everyone. And yeah, I hear you. The government can do a whole lot more. We need to adjust some of the policies that we have. But it's not all on one group of people. Let's hear what you have to say, caller. Good morning. You're on the air.
Yes, good morning. How you doing?
Doing well.
Yeah, I'm sorry I had to call in, right, because of what Freeman said. And I just could not let that go without somebody else calling in and saying differently. I am in my 60s, and I grew up through Chapel Street. And I went to T. Gibson Primary, and between T. Gibson Primary School on top of the hill where C.R. Walker is now, and Chapel Street, which is close to the police station on Market Street, there's a corner called Martin Street. We had to run past that for our lives.
Wow.
And I'm in my 60s. I got run from out of Foxville, coming home from school. If you pass Camp Road, you better run. It's just certain areas you knew back then you could not go in.
Who chased you? Who are the people who were chasing you?
Bahamians.
Oh.
We knew some of those guys to this day. We are friends. We play softball together, and we laugh about those things today because we knew that, hey, if you didn't live in Foxville, you better have a friend who live in Foxville. That is how it was back then. Mm-hmm. Not all of them were that way, obviously, but there's just certain areas you know you couldn't go in.
Yeah.
You just know that. Persons who went to the Capitol, which is where Purity Bakery is now, if you go to the Capitol Theater, you better carry 25 cents to give persons there to go in. Otherwise, you're going to get robbed.
Wow.
From Bahamians.
Oh, boy.
And some areas in Woodford, if you are not from Woodford area, you better know somebody from Woodford. Otherwise, you are getting robbed, you're getting beat. I don't know what Raymond talking about. Like I said, I am in my 60s. And generally speaking, I don't call the talk about, some of the things that other persons say, but I could not let that go and have somebody out there and your listening audience believe that back in those days, what Bremen said is true.
Nobody believed that. Nobody was believing it. But I appreciate you so much for calling.
Where Bremen lives now, it took me a long while to build up the courage to go in Mason's edition to play basketball in that park. It took me a long while to build up the courage to go ahead and do that. It's just certain areas you dare not go in. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. From time as a child, the same thing.
The same thing. As a matter of fact, in some instances, there is a voice. And I'm absolutely certain if we had the proliferation of guns back then as we do now, a whole lot of murders would have been happening back then because there were plenty fights going on.
Oh, boy.
Plenty ball and rock were being thrown back then. Plenty.
Yeah.
And definitely from school to school, you had more fights. Like I said, I went to school at T. Gibson Primary. That's a primary school. T. Thompson was on the other side by Blue Road. Just a fence separated us. We threw stones at each other. St. John's College was on top of the hill. We threw stones at children from St. John's.
So let me ask you this. I mean, you heard what he said, that it's the foreign element. The folks are coming in who don't have our values, who are causing these problems. What do you say to people? And there's a lot of people thinking like that. What do you say to that?
No, I mean, let me just say this, right? And I want your listening audience to hear this. I have many friends whose parents are from Haiti. They are some of the most wonderful persons you would want to be around. I have absolutely no issues with those people. None whatsoever. I don't know why we want to believe that this is a foreign thing. No, this is a human thing. You go in any country, you would find these things happening. It just so happens that it happens in our land. We are Bahamians, so we are focused on it. But there's not a country you can go to unless they have some totalitarian rule, like in such countries as Russia, and even they have crime. China, and even they have crime. Places like Singapore, who are very strict, they have crime. I don't know why we believe that just that's uniquely happening to our country. This is a human factor issue. That is what it is.
Yeah. Thank you.
And until we have a renewing of our minds, we're going to continue to have this. Like I always say to people, in the best of times, full employment, Cain killed Abel. Have a wonderful day.
Okay. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your call. Let's take another call before we get to your text messages. The text line is going to cause me to throw the phone today. I can feel it. Good morning. You're on the air.
No, Dwight, don't do that.
No?
No, man. I grew up in Two Chub Corner, and I played chess with your previous caller. He and I look forward to playing chess on a regular basis. And that was something that we just look forward to doing, playing chess. The young men today, they're not playing chess. I wish they would teach calculus in school at grade 5, which would produce more engineers, more thinkers, So we need to look at it. But Dwight, I tell you, if your surname was Good Person and you're living through Two Shop Corner, you can't walk through Peter Street because you have a good surname. Did you know that?
Okay, it feels like a riddle is in there. Some sort of riddle is in there somehow. Just
because you have a good surname. No, I'm speaking truth. This is what I experienced growing up. I grew up to Two Shop Corner.
But
I mean, from Chapel Street.
They'd ask you, or they'd know. I mean,
no, you couldn't go through Peter Street, right? Because of your name. And I'm trying to figure out how deep this thing really, 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 really goes. Because I'm remembering some experiences that I had growing up because I had a good name.
So what do you think is going on here? You think this is a typical, every generation tries to one-up the one before, and so it's gone from rocks to bottles to knives to guns? Is that what's going on? This is the same type of behavior we've been seeing for decades, but just accelerated because we got to do it better than the guys did it back in the 70s and 80s?
You might have a point there. But like I say, we used to settle our score over the chessboard, which is a big difference, they're not doing it that way.
Well, I mean, some people probably are. Maybe not chess, but maybe they're playing video games. Maybe they're doing something else, basketball. I don't know. But too many people are clearly feeling they need to resolve these issues once and for all by taking out a life.
Well, the value system gone, and it wasn't. I don't value my life as much anymore. So as a result, how can you expect me to value yours?
Yeah.
But I tried something. I went walking in that area, and I saw all the commotion up there in the east. So I figured something went wrong. But I tried something this morning for the first time, Dwight. I decided to see if I could navigate through my house in the dark. All right? And I'm beginning to appreciate what Bremen is going through, because it's not an easy thing. And I'm wondering, maybe if we did not have all these senses, like if I was blind and you were deaf and dumb, we would have been forced to shake hands to understand. I just put that out there. Now, don't just go serious with that.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Let's read some of the messages. This text here. Dwight, is your heart bleeding for that Haitian police officer who did not have permission to carry a gun but shot a Bahamian? Texter, obviously he's not a Haitian. He's a Bahamian, right? Because I don't think you can be a Haitian and be on our police force. But he might be of Haitian descent, if that's what you mean. His family, okay. But, and if you missed it, folks, we read this earlier. A former police officer, remanded to prison after he was charged with the July 14th shooting. Desir Bien faced charges of causing dangerous harm and possession of a firearm with intent to endanger life when he made his initial court appearance before Chief Magistrate Roberto Reckley yesterday. Bien is accused of shooting Tracy Russell in the leg and upper body while at a club on Nassau Street. Bien was not required to plead and was denied bail. The matter was adjourned to October 10th. Russell is suspected of fatally shooting and injuring another man, and he remains in the hospital under police guard. Bien was reportedly interdicted from his duties and was therefore not authorized to have the pistol allegedly used in the shooting. All right, so you're such a sick person. I mean, I don't know who this is, right? But he shot the man who was killing another man. But because of his name, you're asking if I have a bleeding heart over this. But okay. We got big problems, folks. Big time problems. As that previous caller said, based on your name, people are done with you. But hey, this person says here, I hope you're doing well. Weak leaders. We have weak leaders. This is what happens. No, can't do it. Our values have changed drastically. We have no respect for each other. Perhaps the government must now implement new societal structures that will govern what we watch and listen to like they do in Japan. The schools should spend half of the day working on character building. We just cannot throw our hands up and surrender anymore. Well, they need to put some of the parents back in school, too, because if you work on the character development of that kid and then send them back to some warped parents, just going to put mud on the freshly washed laundry, right? I don't know if that helps anybody. I beg to differ with the caller after Bremen pertaining to certain foreigners. I work with some on work permits and was living around them from 99 to present, and all I experienced is jealousy from them because of what Bahamians achieved. People on work permits are not the same as what we were talking about, right? People who are living here, who've been born here, but two immigrant parents. It's different. But all right, let's take a break. We need to take a break. We're going to go to the news and be back with more. We'll get an update on what happened with these 4 murders now in the space of 12 hours in our 8 o'clock news. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9.
A song for my land.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. We are streaming live on GuardianTalkRadio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for smart devices. We're also on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 and BTC Flow Channel 612. You can tweet us at MorningBlend969 or Facebook.com/MorningBlend969. Text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC 422-4796. Standard text rates apply. And now at 8:28, it's time for another check of your weather for today, brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. We've got a lot going on. We've got a prominent ridge coupled with locally humid conditions. That's going to enhance shower activity today. And we've got scorching temperatures across the archipelago as well. A brisk easterly wind will support and transport that plume of Saharan dust that is moving across the central and southeast Bahamas, and that's going to reduce air quality as well. So, as a result of all this, we've got a number of warnings. A heat advisory is in effect for the Bahamas, and UV indices are expected to be in the high to extreme range. Everyone's being advised to remain hydrated, limit outdoor activities, and use sunscreen, wear loose-fitting clothing. Beachgoers in the central and southeast Bahamas should also exercise caution due to the moderate to high risk of rip currents affecting eastern and southern shorelines. And we've got an upcoming full moon, and so that could mean tidal flooding during high tide and in coastal areas and marshlands heading into the weekend and next week. And that Saharan dust will mean issues likely for people with respiratory issues. So keep that in mind. So for today, for the Northwest Bahamas, partly sunny, extremely hot and humid with widely scattered moderate showers and short-lived thunderstorms beginning late morning and into the afternoon, becoming partly cloudy and very warm with weakening showers and lingering thunderstorms by tonight. Small craft caution will come into effect for Atlantic exposures by this afternoon due to swells. For the central southeast Bahamas, mostly sunny, hot, hazy, and locally windy with a few light passing showers. Moving northwestwards into the central Bahamas today, becoming fair, warm, and breezy tonight. Small craft caution in effect for the central Bahamas with small craft advisory in place for the southeastern islands. Temperatures today getting up to around 92 Fahrenheit, 33 Celsius, but the heat index will make it feel like it's 104 Fahrenheit, 40 Celsius. Overnight lows tonight getting down to a very warm 81 Fahrenheit, 27 Celsius. In your extended outlook for the weekend, we've got that Saharan dust that's going to quickly move throughout the island chain, affecting the Northwest Bahamas on Saturday ahead of an approaching tropical wave. That wave will bring an end to the current heat wave affecting the country by Sunday, increasing it's going to create a prolonged period of cloudiness, showers, and thunderstorms as we head into the new week. So for Saturday, tomorrow, mostly sunny, hot, hazy, locally breezy with isolated, widely scattered showers in the northwest and central Bahamas, partly cloudy, warm, windy, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms across the southeastern islands. Sunday, cloudy to overcast, warm and breezy with scattered showers and thunderstorms across all areas. With that Saharan dust, thankfully the tropics are quiet. Tropical cyclone formation not expected during the next 7 days. That's your morning blend weather check brought to you by Sherwin-Williams Paints. Sherwin-Williams Paints has got you covered for all of your painting and equipment needs. Visit Sherwin-Williams Paints online or in-store today. 8:32, time for a check of your traffic for the morning, brought to you by RBC. Find your loan solution with RBC. In real-time traffic, we've got a number of hot spots to tell you about. We've got a lot going on Milo Butler Highway. Heavy traffic for you well south of Fire Trail Roundabout, well south of Bellot Road, well south of Hamster Road. You're heading northbound through that roundabout, and then all the way up to Tawny Williams Darling Highway. You're going to be seeing that heavy traffic. Traffic is backed up quite a ways along Tawny Williams Darling Highway as well, westbound, and exiting that roundabout westbound. Heading into Harold Road, also busy there. Then we've got Carmichael Road. Traffic is backed up to nearly Fire Trail if you're heading eastbound, all the way to Blue Hill Road. And Blue Hill Road is going to be busy for you there near Carmichael and north of Soldier Road on the way to Independence Drive. East Street also seeing some heavy traffic just north of Soldier Road on the way to the roundabout with Independence Drive and East West Highway. Soldier Road looking busy for you near Windsor Place at this hour as well. Then we've got Soldier Road at the Prince Charles Robinson Road intersection. That's busy for you. And Robinson Road between Old Trail and East West Highway. Marathon Road also looking congested. Marathon slow-moving traffic northbound on the way to Wolf Road. And Soldier at the intersection of Wolf, Bernard, and Village Road. Seeing some congestion there as well. Prince Charles Drive near Fox Hill Road. That's looking busy for you, especially on the Fox Hill Road side, heading northbound towards the intersection. Slow-moving traffic there this morning. That's what we're seeing right now. That's your real-time traffic and your morning blend traffic alert brought to you by RBC. Start a conversation at rbc.com/loan/all of you.
Another mother shedding her tears. Oh, yeah. Why all the pain and suffering? Why all the senseless killing? Could it be that nobody cares? Oh, no. So many sons lost in the slaughter, blood running in the streets like water. A gun in hand knows no friend.
We're back here with Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Dwight Strong with you on this Friday morning. Coming up in a few minutes, we're going to be talking with a cancer survivor. He has an important message for especially men out there. That's coming up in just a few minutes. So we continue the discussion about this just horrible situation. 4 murders in 12 hours, under 12 hours. 2 last night and 2 this morning, 3 separate incidents. And as you heard in the news report, we learned a little bit more about what might have happened here. The double murder last night. Police say the 2 men were known to police. Sounds like drugs involved in that. This morning, the person around 2 a.m. in Crooked Island Street area, a 24-year-old victim. Police say they also knew that person and up on firearms charges previously. And then the 4 a.m., we're waiting to hear more about what exactly happened at 4 o'clock this morning. So, yeah. That is a common thread in a lot of these situations, right? Known to police, people who are known criminals who are involved in these unfortunate incidents. All right, so we're getting a reaction to that. Already this morning, people were saying it's not Bahamians. It's people who've come from other places causing these problems. And they're saying that's why we're where we are. Let's get, we've got a whole lot of your text messages, but you can continue to call in right now. But on this one here, because I'm saying you can't point the finger at any one group only, and that there's enough blame to go around for everybody. But because I said that, this texter says, Dwight, you have to be a Haitian, because when people are bashing Bahamians, you say Haitians, what? Well, obviously I wouldn't say that, right? It's always whataboutism when Bahamians talk about Haitians. Americans point the finger at illegal immigrants all the time on talk shows. And, so show some pride. If not, please relocate to Haitian, whatever that, okay, since you love them so much. The argument isn't if violence exists in the Bahamas. It's about dealing only with Bahamian violence and not allowing Haitians to contribute to violence in our country. Hashtag Haitian sympathizer. Boy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Morning, Dwight. If you knew how many police are on the force of Haitian descent, you'd pass out. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. None of us, none but us can free our minds. It's another text. This person says here, I hope you're doing well. On the left, too much God. Tell you keep to your own, but when you have weak leaders, this is what happens. And then they said something. Oh, man. Mm-hmm. And here, organizations, countries rise and fall on leadership. If my boss displays a culture of not maintaining excellence, so goes the business. When you have a report on how the national security minister is saying that in the past, saying one thing in the past, and now he's denying that he said it, that equates to someone not telling the truth in leadership, right? So goes the values, beliefs, and principles. And this texter says here, we are where we are because Bahamians are in denial that it's us and not always the foreigners. We're too xenophobic to see it. You know, we got to make up our minds, right? Because the people are always saying that there's no such thing as a Haitian Bahamian, that you're either Bahamian or you're not, or something like that. But when it comes to these matters, you will not admit that, yes, sure, a lot of people are of Haitian descent. But you want to say they're all Haitians, but these are Bahamians born here, maybe even their parents were second, third generation, but originally of Haitian descent, some people. And so you're going to say it's all the Haitians. It's just the language it's not sensible, folks. And I don't know why people can't see this, but that's fine. Yeah, sure, there are going to be a lot of people of Haitian descent who are involved in this stuff. But they're Bahamians. They're Bahamian citizens. Or on the path, because your constitution allows it, on the path to becoming citizens. If that's not what you want, I've said it before, we need to change the Constitution. You're not prepared to do that, but want to continue to complain and make very silly statements on text messages to people who are trying to show how much folly there is in this argument. But hey. Dwight, I would love to blame illegals, but it's not that simple. And then again, it's something deeper than that. It's a big-time drug dealer getting rid of all the small dealers before he relocates back to Nassau. This is also driven by the legalization of marijuana. The conglomerate wants to get rid of the middleman, but these cold hitmen are obviously Haitian Bahamians. Okay, here we go again. This person says here, we need to have a commission into the cause of crime on gangs, drugs, corruption, or all of the above. We need to have a public airing of these matters. Exposure's needed. Crime was, is, and like everything else, political. I'll note that this administration means business when the Prime Minister admits those banners that he posted when he was in opposition about crime was a bad idea. Okay. Did they say if any of the men killed were wearing ankle monitors, or does known to the police mean they were? And we are all Africans, Dwight. Oh, yeah, okay. Certain names have been here for decades, like Pierre and Lafleur and others. They are Bahamians. I went to school with some of them. Boy. This texter says, Mr. Don't Trust Negroes here. Regular listeners will remember that texter from earlier in the week who doesn't trust Negroes at all. He's saying, I'm checking in, good sir. I'm delighted to hear the Bahamian people sticking it to you this morning because you are always jiving. Wow, okay. Man. Anyway, you're going to cause me to say something very terrible, to say something that's going to cause me to get kicked off the air. But I'm going to hold my tongue. Maybe I should text it to somebody, but oh man, as a productive law-abiding citizen, I will raise my children to stand and let the hooligans take out each other. No more crying over spilled milk. Well, I hear you on that one. But sometimes they miss and they, shoot your house up accidentally. And so that's the problem. Or you're driving by and they're trying to take out the other hooligan and hit your car and stuff. So that's why we can't just have that attitude. But I know how you feel. Well, I can tell you based on the text messages. We got a whole lot of big-time problems in the place. A whole lot of problems. Let's leave it there. We'll see the names when they come out, and I guess people will make excuses and say, oh, they probably changed their names. They were something else before, and they did that deed poll thing, and they changed it to a Bahamian name so they could blend in better, because it's not us. But maybe. This final text here. Dwight, what is the murder count, please? I know it cannot be 60. It has to be way more. Well, we believe it's 69. And how many arrests does it take for someone to be known to the police? I don't know. You want to do that? Let's take that call there before we move on from this. Good morning, caller. You are on the air. Hi, caller. Good morning.
Morning, Dwight. How are you?
I'm here.
As you talk about the social issues this morning, from the beginning of January, is a repeat of what has been going on in this country for many years. This is the same old voice who've been crying in the wilderness for a long time. But I'll ask you this question, if you can help me. How do you expect to liberalize all of the traditional values that this country was once built on? In the preamble, Christian values, and we still try and to get excellent. Tell me, how can that happen?
What do you mean exactly?
What do I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All the traditional values that this country was once built on. Now we have liberalized the family, everything else behind it, but we still want excellence. And we cry on the radio and complain.
What was liberalized? How has the family been liberalized?
The family structure has been liberalized because we run away from the traditional family structure in terms of husband, wife, children. That's one. Two.
Who's run away from that?
Excuse me?
Who's run away from that? Plenty of people.
The country have run away from that.
Plenty of people are still getting married and having children. What are you talking about?
So why is it that we having this problem then? What is it? What's causing the problem?
You think it's that simple? You think that when there were only married couples that everything was hunky-dory?
I'm asking what's causing the social problem that we have. I am a 70-year-old man, and I've seen the change. I'm old enough. I believe I'm old enough, or much older than you. And I've seen the change right before my eyes. These liberal views and liberal values, we're trying to justify it and get excellent out of it. And I'm asking you,
tell us some more. I mean, what are the liberal things you're talking about?
I just told you.
But that's not happening.
I just told you. We have liberalized the traditional family structure. You're not saying that?
What do you mean? There are tons of people
What do I
getting
mean?
married. What
What
are
do
you
I
talking
mean?
about? Say what you mean.
I say you know exactly
No,
what I
I
mean.
don't
Dwight.
know. I couldn't possibly understand what you're saying.
Dwight, you're not gonna play some match with me this morning.
I'm trying to get you to speak.
I know your game.
I need you to say who's not getting married and who's not having children.
Dwight,
What
you're
are
not
you
gonna
saying?
play semantics with me this morning because I know you love to play semantics.
I actually don't.
You love
I want you to speak clearly.
Then you need to listen to yourself to see how you try. You're trying to play with my intelligence. You know this country is not sticking to traditional values that is once built on and in preamble. You know that.
The one thing I know is that this is the most hypocritical country in the entire world, with a whole lot of fake people doing a whole lot of foolishness, trying to pretend to be things they're not. And if that is what's causing this problem, well, then let's say that. Let's say that. But if you want to get married, if you care about your children, then nobody in the world is stopping you. But plenty of people don't. Plenty of people are fake outraged when it's convenient and will look good. That's the problem. And everybody wants to pass the buck to somebody else. So that makes you feel good? Carry on. But it won't get any better because of that. So look in the mirror. Look in the mirror. And then you'll see why we are where we are. Yeah, I'm saying that to me too. Everybody. But you did this. Yeah, you. Let's go to the break. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We'll be back.
Sing whoa. Hear my plea, oh dear. A song from my land.
Don't shop at Sherwin-Williams then. Don't get the best service in the Bahamas then.
The love is really, really strong in Sherwin-Williams. We don't just sell paint. We service you with a smile, good hearts, mind, soul, and body. And we love our customers as much as we love ourselves. Yes, real talk. I'm not just saying this to impress myself. We love to go beyond with customer service. So they feel delighted to come in Sherwin-Williams because they know I can either see Dee Dee, or I can see Shelly, or one of our other wonderful staff members. We treat our customers with the respect of our boss because there are many paint companies they could choose to go to. No, baby. If they go to some other paint companies, so I gonna get this little thing at the end of the week.
We want to make sure you get that little ting, Shelley. Come visit Shelley and Dee Dee at Sherwin-Williams Bahamas, and you'll surely find color in every day.
At Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Mommy, why can't dogs talk? Why do I have to go to school and you don't? Why do you sing in the morning when you're bad at it? Why don't you brush your teeth when you take me to school? Why doesn't it ever snow here? Why does Daddy take the bus to work? Why are trees so tall? Why don't you tell me where babies come from? Mommy, Mommy, Mommy!
We're like a kid that doesn't ask a million questions before noon. CG Atlantic Agents and Brokers. Good like that.
We're gonna give you a check every week for a year. Percy's Pension Plan. Island game, keep you winning. Percy's Pension Plan. Dream big, we will help you live it. Percy's Pension Plan. Island game, we got you. Percy's Pension Plan. From the friends you can trust. If winning is a must, go play the game you know, cause your best chance is with us. The most trustworthy name is Percy's Island Game. So put 20 on your account and ride this easy train at Percy's Island Game.
RBC. RBC will find the right loan for all of you with competitive rates and extended terms to suit you. Whether it's for debt consolidation, your next vehicle, or home purchase, sometimes we all need a little more. No matter the reason for the loan, we're here to help you find the solution. RBC. RBC has all the loans for all of you. Let's start with a conversation today.
My name is Coach Kevin Johnson. I'm a teacher at C.I. Gibson High School, and I coach basketball. A lot of our young men and women, they look forward to being around the game of basketball so much because a lot of their community is infested with crime and violence. It's always been a passion of mine to make sure to channel these young men and women in the right direction through sports. Basketball and being in this environment is a safe haven for them in terms of what they need to do to get out. You have leadership conference to help these young men and women to understand the importance of making the right choice. I tell all of my athletes, when you go to school, help yourself, stay focused. I love the game. The game has been good to me, and I just want to give back to the young people who have opportunity so the game can be good to them. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Are you ready to elevate your day with a burst of flavor? Look no further than Dunkin', your ultimate destination for everything delicious. From our freshly brewed coffee that is sure to pick you up, to our signature frozen beverages that will cool you down. And don't forget our mouth-watering sandwiches, made to order all day. Dunkin' has it all. And of course, our lineup of fresh donuts, muffins, and more. Dive into a world of yummy flavors at Dunkin' and bring joy to your day. The Bahamas runs on Dunkin'.
Looking for great device deals and offers this summer? Look no further! Alive has special discounts on the latest smartphones, Ring devices, and accessories. Plus, as an Alive customer, you can expect exclusive Get Extra offers and rewards, which means even more value for your money. We're talking more data, prizes, and surprises. Upgrade with us and experience the perfect summer with Alive in store or at bealive.com/deal.
Attention, heroes and sidekicks of the John Bull Business Center universe.
It's time to gear up for your most heroic mission yet. Back to school. Assemble at John Bull Business Center. Unleash your shopping superpowers and receive 30% off on all school essentials and 10% off on teaching aids.
Accept this mission and enter to win a $3,000 shopping spree with every purchase now through September 7th. Don't wait. Soar into John Bull Business Center today.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
Sing whoa.
Tears in my eyes, only my shadow beside me. The light in the dark, you were the spark. Bring me back to life, I was dying. Help me to breathe again. You were my lifeline, you helped me breathe. Me walk through the storm, crawl through the rain, run through the fire to fight the pain. Help me to breathe again. You are my lifeline, yeah.
Welcome back to Morning Blend On Guardian Radio 96.9, Dwight Strong with you. That song, Breathe Again, by Travis Clark, our guest this morning. He's here in studio. It's a beautiful song, some deep lyrics there. He is 37, and he's in a battle with cancer.
You could say that.
Yeah. I know you were saying earlier you didn't want me to say what I had mentioned that you were.
A cancer survivor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm still going through the whole process. I have another biopsy result to get. We did when I had my surgery done, they took out the mass that was in my body, and now they're going through the procedure of trying to figure out cancerous, non-cancerous, the fluid around it. Turned out to be non-cancerous fluid around it, but now they're just waiting on the results from the actual mass itself. So it's a plaguing.
We're gonna be positive. We're gonna be positive that you're gonna survive this whole ordeal.
Yes, I can.
So let's go back to what exactly you were dealing with and how you discovered this.
So that was a two-parter, right? What I was dealing with and how I discovered it. Okay, so let's tackle one at a time. So what I was dealing with was actually there was a mass in the upper colon area of my body that was causing distension, and it was also causing a blockage of passage of the food that I was intaking. It was blocking.
So
all
you
of
could
that.
see it. Is that what you're saying?
You couldn't see.
You couldn't see, but you could feel that something was wrong.
I could feel that something was wrong based off of the effects that I was having after eating, also based off of the pain that I was feeling during the process of digestion.
Okay. Describe that to us, if you don't mind.
Ooh, how do I describe this to you? It's like charades. How do I describe this to you? So I would eat, right? And then there would be this extreme bloated feeling. And then there would be a process of where the food is obviously going through or trying to get through my digestive tract. And I would then experience a pulsating pain, almost like cramps, and then I would experience them in intervals. So maybe I would experience one, like say if I experience one now, I'd probably experience one 10 minutes and then 5 minutes and maybe 10 minutes again.
Wow.
So it was an ongoing pulsating pain effect after eating just to digest. And once I digested everything just like ran through me, you know what I mean? For lack of better words. This is a morning show. We're going to keep everyone's breakfasts in.
How old were you when this started?
This is about a year and a half ago. So I experienced the onset of this was experienced very early, but I started taking it seriously more so after trails of the pandemic started to right when the pandemic stopped was about the time I started having my first signs of experiencing those cramping pains, but I just thought it was okay, you know what, that's just normal gas situation, you know what I mean?
So you're about 35, 36?
Yeah. Around that age.
How long did it take before you said, I need to get this checked out?
Oh, it was like a year and a half ago.
A whole year? Okay, but I mean, how long from the time you were experiencing it to the point when you wanted to get it checked out?
It took me a minute. Because I'm the stereotype, okay?
Oh, boy.
You know, it's like with us, I don't know if I would say us Bahamians, but men in general, I realize that it's a common thread for us to kind of sit back on certain ailments and not completely act on what is not feeling right.
Right.
In terms of listening to our bodies. And I fell right into the category of that.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Were you always like that? It was just how it was?
You always like that in terms of when I first started feeling symptoms. Was it just always like that, or just, or what do you mean?
That's just how you always have been.
With this thing, yes, yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So when you did go, had it been getting much worse, or you just were concerned because of the length of time you'd been feeling like this?
I was concerned because of the length of time. I consulted with my general practitioner. I don't know if I should say her name, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Dr. Pratt, Patricia Pratt. She's my general practitioner, and she was like, and I gave her exactly what I was feeling, and she was like, okay, probably need to seek professional medical assistance in terms of in this specific gastrointestinal area. So I went to see Dr. Moxie, and he kind of guided me through it. But it took me a minute, maybe about 6 months to go and kind of like see him.
After she recommended?
After she recommended.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I'm born in May.
What?
The Taurus. I'm kind of stubborn.
Wow.
Built with the territory. You can't stop it.
Good Lord. Okay. And then when you finally did it?
And then when I finally did it, I mean, I had to take it seriously, of course, because there was a lot of things going on that were short-tailed signs of something was not right. I mean, before I went to Dr. Moxie, though, I went to see Dr. Fox at Oakville Medical Center. I have to let me make sure, get the timeline right for you guys. So I lead with transparency. So from Dr. Pratt to Dr. Fox, I'd love to remember her first name, but Dr. Fox, and then to Dr. Moxie, who then discovered the whole mess that was happening with my body at the time, and he noticed the signs, which was like losing weight, that my stomach was distended. I looked about like I was 9 months pregnant.
Oh my God.
That's because everything, the mass was swollen because it was so irritated with everything that was happening. And little did I know that it was all leading to my organs in the end started to die out. So it was a progression over the course of time. I think I caught it in the nick of time, like in the 9th hour. A lot of things could have been done to prevent it from getting as bad as it did, but I did something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it exactly, this mass that they found?
They're still doing biopsies on it. I still don't know much information on it. I know that there was fluid around it. I know it was in the upper part of my colon. I know there was a lot of scar tissue involved with what made up the makeup of this mass, but I don't know the ins and outs of it. We're expecting a call.
Yeah. So you had to have surgery to remove it?
Yes, May 13th. Never forget the day.
Wow.
I had surgery to remove it. And, that part was a process because going from a full-bodied, unwilling, and abled person with some vigor, going from that to being almost like on bed rest. I wouldn't say bedridden. That would be extreme, right? But like on an extended bed rest. That's what I'd call it. And I wasn't able to eat foods, proper foods. Like I was on a soft diet, they would call it.
Right.
Meaning, basically, I'm eating air and swallowing saliva. No, it's like soups and maybe grits and eggs would be a treat. Like that would be the normal, not the usual, but that would be the normal thing to kind of consume. But everything was soft, so I didn't really get to experience the full quality of life and lifestyle that I had experienced before for a full year and a half.
So you say you're born in May. When's your birthday?
May 15th.
Oh no!
Rotarians in the building. Let's rise.
You had it 2 days before your birthday, the surgery.
Yes. I mean, but it may sound like a bad thing to have it 2 days before your birthday, but at the end of the day, that was a great gift.
Yeah,
I got to experience the other chapter of some parts of life that wasn't probably promised to me. You know what I mean? Like maybe that was supposed to be the last straw, but I got an extension on my
That's a
lease
great
on
way
life.
to look at it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, great way to look at it. All right, so we're going to break for news in just a second, but tell us about how big was the mass? Do you know?
When they took a picture of that bad boy, it was
like what were you talking
size
about? Grapefruit. Bigger than grapefruit?
We're talking bigger than grapefruit, and it was actually it was more. I wouldn't say round. It was more cylindrical. Oh my goodness! So it was more tubular in the fact that it was the part of the colon that connected to the intestines. Everything is like a hose, right? So I looking at the picture that he showed me. It was the size maybe of a loaf of bread, and
oh boy,
it was that big. So imagine floating around Nassau with a big old stomach, looking like you're 9 months pregnant with that big. It was heavy, and it was a lot, and it was uncomfortable. But it was a part of the process, and as I said before, if I had just kind of taken lead on what I was feeling with my body, I probably would not have gotten to that extent. But every experience is for somebody, and maybe this was supposed to be the experience that lead me. Because without this experience, I probably wouldn't have written that song.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So it's a part of the process.
All right, let's go to the news. When we come back, this is the message you want to get out there to men that do not continue to do this. Walk around in pain and suffering like this. We'll get
That's
you to
the message.
Yeah,
you hit it on the head.
All right,
Like,
well, I'm gonna let you expand on that when we get back, Travis Clark.
All right.
This is Morning Blend. We'll take this into Morning Blend business for a bit. So stick around, folks. We'll be back here on Guardian Radio 96.9.
Run through the fire to fight the pain. Help me to breathe again. You are my lifeline, yeah. You are my lifeline, yeah.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. Tears in my eyes, only my shadow beside me. The light in the dark, you were the spark. Bring me back to life, I was dying. Help me to breathe again.
We're back here with Morning Blend Business on this Friday, May 9th. July, oh boy, okay. July 19th, 2024. Welcome back to our Morning Blend. Listeners, once again, Dwight Strachan. We continue our discussion with Travis Clark, who's been going through quite an ordeal in the last few months.
So, ladies and gentlemen, in case you realize he's stalling out on words, it's probably because I just showed him a picture of what the mask.
I wasn't expecting it. And he showed what they took out of him, and it is... Wow. We'll see. I'm going to see. We'll have to think about it because it's a lot. We may post it. If you don't mind, we'll post it on our social media. But wow. How long did the surgery take?
The surgery took about 4 to 5 hours. I would say at least.
Because you're saying this was wrapped around your intestines? Is that how you put it?
So the thing was, this mass was so big and my stomach was so distended, it was actually resting on top of my intestines. And so my intestines, because it needed to operate fully, it was actually resting on top of it. So my intestines started to fold in on itself and die. And it started the process of dying off.
Right. All right. So I'm trying to keep this as positive as possible, but you're saying that you're waiting for the biopsy results.
Yeah. I mean, we're here. It's positive already. I mean, we're here.
Okay.
You're still here. Let me say that.
But if it's determined that this was cancerous, what is supposed to happen next?
The whole process of chemo. That's and doctors and making sure other parts of me is safe. But one step at a time, you're just going to make sure this, my whole urethra is now, well, the next process is making sure the urethra is attached fully. So what they're going to do is they're going to let me, I guess, ingest some ink that will show what's going on in terms of if there's any leakages in the work that they've done. So that's the next step to make sure that everything's done, and then to take the stent out and have that minor procedure done. And if everything turns out to be good with the mass shows in terms of the results of the biopsy, then we kind of go forward and continue the continue the checkups, but to make sure that there's nothing that's going to happen further, and also find out the initiator in all of was happening, like what was the cause of it, because I don't really have a
I wanted to ask you that. Do you have any idea? Was it food? Was it
no idea? I don't even have a history of cancer, not that I know of personally, in my family or anything like that. So it was one, and this type of mass, whatever was happening, happens to one in every couple million people, because the gastrointestinal Miss Dr. Moxie and Dr. Major, who were my primary doctors, this is the first time they ever saw anything like this. So they didn't even know how to approach the situation, but they figured it out. Yeah. Dr. Major and his team, and Dr. Edward. I can't forget Dr. Edward.
Yeah. So with your intestines, I mean, did they have to remove any portions of it, or how did that work exactly?
Yeah. Well, with the diagram that I've shown you, I'm just joking. With the picture, you can see that there is the mass, and then there's a part of my intestine which started to die off. So they had to cut that. It was starting to turn black. So they had to cut pieces of the intestine and reconnected with the other side of the colon. And they had to take off also some parts of the urethra in order to get the full function of my digestive system back in motion. So yeah, they had to do a lot of reconstructive work.
Wow.
After taking the mass out, yeah.
So how long were you on, as you said, the soft food? How long did that go on for?
That went on for a while. It's torturous. I would say solid year, 6 months to a year for sure. 6 months minimal, because it was months on soft food. At one point, it got so bad for the last 3 months, I was just on something soft like Campbell's soup. That I was eating probably half of a can, and I got down to about 125 pounds. Now I'm 180. Okay,
You got down to 125,
and this was just a month and a half ago. So it's a difference a couple of days can make, but but 125 I was down to that much. And my big pop Terry Marr, he was like, okay, we got to do something about this. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was a process.
so what now? What can you eat now? What can you do now? What can't you do that you were doing before? Has anything
I
changed?
eat everything. Now that I have this new belly, this new gut, like what the doctors did was nothing short of miraculous. Based on the fact of where I was, I only had a couple of days to live, so they gave me that projection.
I mean, that's what they actually said to you?
Yes, after my surgery, he was like, luckily you came in at the time that you came in, because I was only supposed to be going in for a follow-up colonoscopy with Dr. Beverton Moxie. I was supposed to go for a follow-up colonoscopy, and that was on the 13th. And then 1 hour waking up after the colonoscopy procedure, he told me, okay, we're taking you in 4 hours from now so you can have immediate surgery because this needs to come out of you in less.
Oh my goodness.
So, I thank God that it actually happened the way that it happened, because if I actually had time to think about it, you know what I mean? It probably would have scared me a lot more than me saying, hey, you know what, I was going through enough pain for me to say, get this thing out of me.
Right.
But to know where it was at, it was definitely the green light to kind of fully surrender to the process of letting go and knowing that, okay, this is just what it is. We got to do it. Get to the other side. Those three things.
Wow. So you say follow-up colonoscopy. So you had one before, or tell us?
Yes. You remember when I told you that Dr. Pratt referred me to Dr. Moxie?
Right. So you did do that then?
Yes, I did 6 do that
months.
then.
Okay.
Yes, I did do that then. And I did that privately with him, and him and his team were great. Because the mass was there, the distension was there, he was like, okay, you know what, let's see if we can treat it without having to get you into surgery and putting you under the knife. And we tried. We tried different things, and none of those things worked. I even missed the Janet Jackson concert, Lord knows it. But I was looking after my health and fighting for my life now that I know. We tried different methods and nothing worked. And so this is the reason why, because it was just something that had to be taken out.
Yeah. My goodness. And that would have been very young for somebody with no history to have a colonoscopy. But clearly this was a serious problem.
They brought that to my attention too, but we're not going to think about that too much.
Wow. All right. So the message you want to get across to men, because we know this is happening. People are sitting around seeing parts of their body die in front of them. They know that something is wrong. People tell them, you need to get that checked out. You need to have that looked at. And just like, excuse after excuse. What do you want to say to people who are putting that off, putting that thing get checked out?
Stop making excuses and go check it out. Like, and who am I to talk, because I waited months. But if I hadn't waited months, who knows what the process would have been. I probably would have dodged the surgery bit, and we would have targeted what was going on a lot quicker and gotten things could have been different, but coulda, shoulda, woulda. Before you get to that coulda, shoulda, woulda, just check it out. It doesn't hurt to get an opinion, and after that opinion's given, it doesn't hurt, and to get a second one, and it doesn't help not to go.
Right.
You know what I mean? It doesn't help not to go. Listen to your body, and that's the biggest takeaway I got from this process and this experience. Listen to your body, and if something doesn't feel right, that means probably it isn't right.
Yeah. So, do you remember what were the reasons why you delayed? Like, you waited 6 months after your first doctor told you to do something. Fear.
And I'm going to be quite honest about that, because that emotion is something that we kind of do the about turn face move word to. You know what I mean? We don't express, oh, I'm fearful. Like no, fear of knowing what the potential inevitable would be. I shelled up. Was afraid to face the unknown. But knock on wood, everything's great. But at the end of the day, for everybody else, like you have to face the unknown, because at the end of the day, either get ahead of the situation while you can, or fall behind and be a victim of it. And I got ahead of mine, I feel like.
Yeah.
In the nick of time.
Right.
But I got ahead.
Yeah. Well, your attitude, your positivity is quite amazing. I think I don't know if everybody would respond in this way. But were you always like that, or are you just now extra grateful?
It's the second part. That it's that part right there that keeps the motivation going. It keeps the hope high. It keeps the spirit lifted. If I already went through the surgery, they said I had days to live, and here I am months later. You know what I mean? And that was in May 13th, and we're now in what? I don't know.
July, apparently.
I'm not a mathematician. I don't know the date. But no, I'm just joking. That part was a joke. But if that can happen, then and I'm still living, then all is fair with the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Folks, again, we're talking with Travis Clark. If you have any questions, you don't mind taking a few calls.
Oh, we have a Q&A section.
323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us, 422-4796. Folks, love your song, Breathe Again. Where can I get it, please? As a text.
Oh, that's a text? Oh, I appreciate the interest in the song. I appreciate that. So this is our soft release of the song, actually.
What do you mean, just now? Like, what were we doing? Really?
Literally.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
sorry?
No. You shouldn't apologize for playing good music, radio station, host, personality person. You shouldn't do that. But yeah, a little soft launch. So we're going to get the whole digital release thing ready. Hopefully I'm back on a different note, not to talk about cancer, but to talk about the you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
To talk about the music behind it. Shout out to Julian Believe, also, who was one of the producers on this track.
Okay, excellent.
And the person that kind of how can I say, he took his foot and he kicked me into the spotlight, because I was singing for a while, and when I got back into NASA, I had retired for a while, but he called me to Florida to do the Gumbe Fest over there, and with everything that was going on, he thought it would be just to be in the studio, to tell the story, to write the story, to create the music to go with the story. So shout out to Julian and the crew in Florida for the work.
This text here.
Is it the text with COVID?
The one about COVID. I was telling you off air. This person says, I'm just curious, did you ever have COVID? Do you want to answer that?
That'd have to be a rhetorical question.
No, I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's not for them. But I don't know why they would bring that up here.
Okay. No.
You didn't?
Yo, I mean, if that's the answer that they want to hear, like, the truth is, I've had COVID. I've gotten vaccinated. I didn't experience any symptoms, thanks to the vaccination. So get your vaccines if you haven't. I think it's a little bit too late for that.
I don't know what the point is. You're trying to text her. I mean, that's almost ridiculous now. But okay.
Did you have COVID?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you so sad.
Who didn't? More than once. This texter says here, of course. Ask Mr. Clark if the song is as a consequence of the ordeal.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It was all.
You wrote the lyrics?
Yeah, of course. I'm a songwriter first. I like to tell the story. I like to get the point across as an artist because I'm a singer second. And now this is the third part of the agenda is letting everyone hear it and assess it. But yeah, I'm on the release of the single. Hopefully, I'm back upon release date. Let me just put in my good word right now.
Already booked.
Okay.
Right. So when did you write it? What was that process like?
Oh, before I went to record it, I wrote it probably about 4 days before I went to record it because I got all the tracks one night. And 5 minutes after hearing the track, you asked me what the process is on writing it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So my process was receiving the track. Yeah. An hour later, I had the song because it was just easy. The words just kind of flew. It was my story, so it was easy to write exactly what was happening to me and kind of, how can I say it? I'll make a song of it. But it was just easy to do that. And then going to Miami and recording it.
Again, how long ago was this? This was about a month or so?
Jeez. Not even, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Yeah. So when again you're going to do the official launch? When are you looking at?
Conversations that had to be had.
Okay. So soon.
Definitely. Right. I mean, if it's out here now, what would stopping me from holding it back? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's definitely time to release it. So soon.
This texter is saying that I shouldn't read this text on air. I don't need to read it. It's just for my information. But I think I need to read this.
Oh, here we go.
This doesn't mean anything. Anyway, the text this is the one who asked if you had COVID. I know someone who had the exact same digestive issues you had, and they had a cancer screening. Turned out to be negative, but they also had COVID. Okay, and I bet they've worn blue before. This is I cannot imagine any significant relevance. This is
totally.
It's
COVID.
like, have you had a cold before?
Because that's what basically COVID is, right?
Well, a little more, but in the same general
vein.
Vicinity. But so texter, I don't know what you're trying to say. Plenty of people have had COVID before, and plenty of people had issues like this before COVID, and will continue to have them. That's really
this
put
is
that out of your mind.
Yeah. This can what I went through. Like people, the reason why they knew what to do is because people went through it, and it's all pre-COVID.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, COVID has nothing to do with what's going on with my colon.
Yeah. We got some calls coming in, and you can call us as well. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Call us toll free, 242-300-5720. Tweet us, Facebook us, text us. 422-4796. Good morning, caller. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey, good morning, Mr. Strachan.
Good morning.
And good morning to your guest.
Good morning.
Well, I really miss Dr. Archer off the radio. Young man, I share my deepest sympathy. As far as you can reckon that men, we tend to shy away from really getting ourselves checked up, and I have to get every year I get a PSA test, right?
Yeah.
And so because of the numbers, then I know that I'm in the clear. But the disparity, because, just through reading, when I see the numbers on the PSA test, how far the specific antigen goes up. For my number alone, when Dr. Pinto say I'm in the clear, then, basically it's true. But sometimes you can have a low reading and still have the prostate cancer. But you said you had colon cancer?
A mass. We're not
so it's like a... I guess
it's out for a biopsy. A biopsy is being done on it now.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, basically, the medical community, you know, when people spend money to go away to school, they have to uphold their narratives. What I'm saying is, there's proof that only about 6 to 7% of the cancers are actually hereditary. They know this. So it's actually diet. So I guess you're pretty young. And so for you to be experiencing something like that, it only could be diet. So you gave a good message, but also you should have warned people about the diet, the food that we're putting into our bodies. That's really the problem. I've seen young girls. I saw a young lady in the hospital when my grandma was there, 20 years old with ulcerative colitis. I told her it was an impoverished diet. It's obviously an impoverished diet and the things that we're eating. But as it relates, I noticed you jump quickly on chemo and radiation, which you just go and Google. I see people like to have a doctor Google, but the information is on Google. But I'm much older than Google. You see what I'm saying? But when you really understand how they invented, the reason for the U.S. Army invented, when they found out how to use radiation, they were using it in rodents, and they found out that the tumors would go. But when they stopped the radiation, they found out that the tumors would come back. So doctors know that. So they hide it. So when they tell you, oh, the cancers reemerge, they know that it damages other healthy tissues. They know this. So then you won't hear about proton therapy. You won't hear about angioplastone, and you won't hear about metabolic cancer therapies and immunotherapies. You won't hear about that because they have to uphold their narratives. So you said alternative, and so maybe that's what you should do because it's very scary. I heard you talking about the size of it, way, but it's all about the diet. They know that. A lot of anthocyanins and phytochemicals found in plants have been shown through peer-reviewed studies to be cytotoxic and inhibit cancer cells. By inhibiting something they call the angiogenesis, which really increases blood vessel supply to these cancer cells. This is nothing that I am saying. This is online. So by you even, just do it for yourselves. We have to do it for ourselves. Because what happens is, I'm not offering a cure for anybody because this is online. So because people feel offended by people like me calling and saying they are this and they are I have nothing to do with that. What I'm saying is, people will defend what they have to defend, but I am here to defend what the truth is. And so when you said that you took the vaccine and you urging people to take the vaccine, do you know anything about the vaccine? But they allow you to say it. But me who have had conversations with scientists on the air, right? And have been given credence. So
well, if you understood the context, the vaccine thing
what I'm
was a
saying is,
joke.
brother, don't tell people to take the vaccine because, I mean, not the mRNA vaccine.
All right,
because
I
it's
think
more
you're straying us
complicated.
now. We really did want to get. I think we're gonna have to ban the word COVID because it just starts a whole. Thanks for calling, though. Appreciate it. Interesting point. Let's talk about that. Anything insignificant or significantly lacking in your diet before, or what? Or was it a typical Bahamian diet? What was that like?
Apparently, that message was a part of the diet that I didn't get.
Okay, but what were you? What was it like before?
Actually, I had a pretty good diet.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty healthy person and pretty active. I used to work out a lot before I got this. Before my brush with cancer, because we're still going through the process, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the diet the diet has nothing to do with the body doing what it does.
Mm-hmm.
You know, diet can help you with maintenance, slowing down the process of. But some things are just you're predisposed to it.
Mm-hmm.
Some like as I said before, I don't know my full history of that. I say that's why I clearly stated from what I know, I don't have a history of cancer. That's because that's from what I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We've got a lot of people who are very secretive about what they're going through and not sharing that with their family.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, a lot of us don't know the other side of our family.
That's
like
true,
in my case, like
Yeah.
I never really knew my father per se.
Mm-hmm.
So what he or his relatives and that lineage of people, what their histories are, I would have no idea. So as far as I know, but it could be something that was already in my DNA line. Who knows? You know what I mean?
Wow. Okay. Very interesting. This text says, I don't know where that other text was going with the question about COVID. I haven't had COVID, but I have been experiencing very similar issues to what Travis has or is experiencing. It's a journey. Yeah. So, wow. All right. So you told us you're waiting. Any idea when you might have the results? What's that looking like?
Well, it's pretty undetermined at the moment because they said they will be either next week or this week. It just depends on when the whole process of the biopsy is done.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of, okay, when is that person available to get this part of the job done? So we're just waiting on that to be done to get the message to be sure that I'm either in the clear or not, and the processes of or procedures that I need to do in order to move forward.
Yeah, right. And again, we're being positive. If you get the all clear, what does that mean, and what will happen after that?
You whether you get the all clear or not all clear, what will happen is I will continue to push the music. I'll move forward. I'll continue to fight, and I'll continue to surrender to the process of listening to my body. If something doesn't feel right, regardless of what's going on with me externally, I got to make sure the internal is aligned.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel my best, because without feeling your best, you really can't do much. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was going through this whole thing, the quality of life, as I said before, it really stunk. It stunk.
Yeah.
So yeah. That the next steps forward is to just keep moving forward, push the music, continue to record, continue to sing, and to keep pushing. Keep pushing.
And because of this, will you need to have extra checkups or going forward?
Going forward, I mean, because I've been having my checkups recently. I feel like every month I probably had maybe 2 or 3 checkups. Now so I just got one on the 12th. I have another one on the 24th coming up. Just for the stent that was placed in my body because as I said before, they had to reattach my urethra, and so they're making sure that everything is fully healed so they can take the stent out. So fingers crossed, and moving forward that everything's going good and I could not operate like a normal human being.
Yeah. What's been the reaction from people when you tell your story, when they hear about this, or is this the first time that you're letting people really know what happened?
People at large. This is the first time I'm letting people at large. The people that are in the interpersonal circle, I guess, of who I know. I have very limited friends, so little people know. My family, of course, because you have to have your prayer warriors, and that's what your mom's for, and her league of prayer people, and it's a small group of people that I told. So this is pretty much the first time that I've officially spoke about it to a mass public. Yeah.
And one more time to the everybody out there, but especially men who are going to be hearing some of these messages we got today, and hearing about don't do this, no, you got to do this, read this, and that is scary by itself. And who are overwhelmed with information and advice and opinions from people, and don't know who to believe or what to do, and just confused. What do you say to them?
So what is the real question here? Give it to me. Give it to me. This coffee is getting me crazy.
Yeah. What do you say to folks who, again, not feeling their best and just dealing with that fear that you were dealing with? And just like, I'm just going to pray. I'm just going to write it out. I'm just going to soldier up.
Yeah,
and I'll be okay because I'm keeping it positive.
I feel like that's actually one of the better things that I've done. Found an outlet. I mean, but that at the end of the day, it was after the point, but still, it was an outlet. And listen to your bodies, and if something just doesn't feel right, regardless of what the process is like, and what they say, and what you hear to do or read to do, your body knows how it feels. right? There's no amount of Google could take away from what you're actually feeling. You know what I mean? No amount of research can tell you what you're actually feeling, because if you leave it up to research, you're going to probably think you leave it up to Google, you've probably died 1,000 times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Got leprosy or something.
Leprosy and amnesia and dementia. Like,
Right.
no. Listen to your body, and the specialists know what they're doing. Trust them. They're there for a reason, and they specialize in certain areas for a reason, so they can give you specific and very pertinent responses to whatever questions you may have. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. Well said. Thank you very much. Again, you
Did I answer
come
the
back.
question?
Yeah, no, that was perfect. That was perfect.
Okay.
And then you'll be back to tell us more about the song. And hopefully by then you'll get the good news, the all clear.
The all clear, yes.
And we're looking forward to that. Travis Clark, thank you so much.
Okay,
for being here.
thank you so
with us
much.
this morning.
This was really, really, really fun. Thank you so much for the work that you're doing.
Thank you for sharing your story. We're going to leave you with Breathe again, and then we're going to come back to wrap things up. This is Morning Blend, a special edition of Morning Blend Business here on Guardian Radio 96.9. Stay with us.
Yeah. Here in the dark, tears in my eyes, only my shadow beside me. The light in the dark, you were the spark. Bring me back to life, I was dying. Help me to breathe again. You were my lifeline, you helped me breathe again. You were my lifeline, you helped me walk through the storm, crawl through the rain, run through the fire to fight the pain. Help me to breathe again. You were my lifeline, yeah. You were my lifeline, yeah. Sailing the wind, exhaling, breathing. Count to 10, let me save you. Forget all your sins, renewed from within. Give you new life. Look what you've been through. Help me to breathe again. You are my lifeline, you helped me breathe again. You are my lifeline, you helped me walk through the storm, crawl through the rain, run through the fire to fight the pain. Help me to breathe again. You are my lifeline.
Deals, and more deals. Bundle and save. Bargains all day as BWF is celebrating its 52nd anniversary in grand style. 1 week of blowout savings up to 50% off July 22nd through July 25th. And a red-hot clearance sale under the big tent outside July 26th through 27th, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Everything must go. Don't miss it. Be there and save, save, save. Savings include appliance combo specials, ductless AC units, barbecue grills, kitchen and outdoor cooking supplies, lawn and garden cooking supplies, automotive supplies and accessories, hardware supplies, generators, compressors and pressure washers, industrial supplies and power tools, household supplies, craft supplies and floral deco, and so much more. BWF, we are more than just our name. Number 13 Wilton Street, telephone 394-0004 or 6. Check us out on Facebook. We ship to the Family Islands.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
Attention, heroes and sidekicks of the John Bull Business Center universe.
It's time to gear up for your most heroic mission yet. Back to school. Assemble at John Bull Business Center. Unleash your shopping superpowers and receive 30% off on all school essentials and 10% off on teaching aids.
Accept this mission and enter to win a $3,000 shopping spree with every purchase now through September 7. Don't wait. Soar into John Bull Business Center today.
All those loans I had were so overwhelming. Fidelity's debt consolidation loan combined all my loan payments into one easy payment with a built-in savings plan that pays me unbeatable interest. It's time to make that move to Fidelity. Call 356-7764.
Fidelity, we're good for you.
Age ain't nothing but a number, they say. Whether you're a baby boomer or a Gen X, Y, or Z, Easy Car Sales invites you to be part of the new Generation E. We drive electric for the savings, for the planet, and most importantly, for the smooth, powerful ride. You really can have it all. We love our EV, and we are Generation E. Join us. Everyone is welcome. Visit IamGenerationE.com to find out more. Brought to you by Easy Car Sales.
Now let me see now. 326 ETIC. Hello? This Epic battery. This Miss Beulah from around the corner. I hear you're selling tires now on Wolf Road too.
Praise the Lord. It's about time. I live Fox Hill and Fire Trail. It's too far.
That ain't all. They open Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. On Sunday and holiday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m.
My brother Sam, he's a hacker, and he could go right there and get fixed up.
Call us at 326 EPIC. We ship also to the Family Island.
It's a Scotia Plan Loan Summer. With Scotiabank, you can chase your summer vacation, swing into your home renovation, and slide on back to school with ease. Apply for your Scotia Plan loan and benefit from competitive rates, flexible loan terms, and no payments for up to 2 months. Tick off your to-do list this summer and apply for a Scotia Plan loan today.
Ready to save? You can put $100 into the CFAL Savings Express Plan and make sure your money keeps growing. Earn interest on your savings while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit cfal.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
It is time for your morning business report brought to you by CFAL. Passage of the Corporación Andina de Fomento Bill, CAF, is the final step to unlocking more concessionary financing for the Bahamas from the Development Bank of Latin America and Caribbean. That's according to Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Alquitas. He explained yesterday that when the bill is ratified and a subscription fee is paid to the bank over 2 budget periods, the country will be able to access financing from the bank 4 times the level of the subscription contribution. Alquitas says the Bahamas has agreed to subscribe for the purchase of 3,521 shares at the total cost of $49,998,200 payable over 2 budget periods. Read more about this in today's Guardian Business section. The Grand Bahama Port Authority has raised concerns with the Grand Bahama Power Company over what it's calling frequent power outages recently across Grand Bahama. The GPPA says that GBPC has outlined a plan to fix the problem. In a statement, the power company has expressed that problems with its primary generating unit have been at the core of the problems. It says the GBPA says that during meetings with the power company, their challenges were presented, and they mentioned that their primary generating unit has led to the outages, and that the power company is assuring that the issues will be resolved by the beginning of next week. Deltec Bank and Trust announcing that it has joined the cross-border payments network Visa B2B Connect to allow for more cross-border payments for its corporate clients. In a statement to the media, the bank says it has a strong history serving global, rapidly scaling entrepreneurs and their enterprises, where speed, reliability, predictability, and security are paramount. Through the implementation of Visa B2B Connect, Deltec Bank's corporate and institutional clients will achieve faster, more secure, and more efficient cross-border payments with near real-time visibility into payments and the necessary reconciliation and compliance data. And Bahama Handprints has suffered and continues to suffer from the unauthorized and illegal use of its Bahamian designs, which have been pirated, knocked off, and sold locally and abroad. That's according to Alana Van Olselen, the company's owner and operator. Van Olselen is welcoming the compendium of intellectual property legislation tabled in Parliament this week. Read more about that in today's Guardian Business section as well. That major internet outage affecting Microsoft is disrupting flights, banks, media outlets, and companies across the world, as we've been telling you, with problems continuing. Hours after the technology company said it was gradually fixing an issue affecting access to Microsoft 365 apps and services. Airlines and airports in the United States, Europe, Australia, India, and elsewhere reporting problems today with some flights grounded. Retail outlets, banks, railway companies, and hospitals in several parts of the world were also affected in what appeared to be an unprecedented internet disruption. Ticket sales for Universal Studios Japan affected by the global outage as well. The park said its ticket booth sales will not be available Saturday and Sunday, and it's asking visitors to purchase their tickets on the Universal Studios Japan official website. In Virginia, the city of Fairfax Police Department said on social media that it was experiencing technical difficulties with its phone systems, including 911. The department shared a non-emergency number for callers and said 911 could still be used, but calls wouldn't go directly to the dispatch center. The outage grounded flights and disrupted hospitals and backed up border crossings in Canada. Porter Airlines said it was canceling its flights for several hours because of the outage. Meanwhile, Air Canada, Canada's biggest airline, said there was no major impact to its operations, adding that it's monitoring the situation closely. From Sri Lanka, the National Center for Cybersecurity says 4 information technology companies have been affected because of the global outage. Sri Lanka Computer Emergency Readiness Team says that only 4 companies have informed them of being affected, and the center attributed them to a problem with the cybersecurity platform CrowdStrike. From Germany, landings at Switzerland's Zurich airport were back to normal today after being suspended early in the day. At least 100 flights to and from Zurich were canceled. German regional grocery chains temporarily shut down as a result as well. Banks in South Africa experienced service disruptions for several hours. And the London Stock Exchange is experiencing disruptions from the outage as well. It says that its regulatory news service was not working, but the outage hadn't affected trading. So we'll continue to monitor this major global event for you throughout the day on the Guardian News Network and through AP News. In your Market Watch, recapping trading on the BISX from Thursday, your market movers, APT Limited moving 165 shares, closing at 44.64 unchanged. Consolidated Water down 12 cents, closing at $5.61. Emira Incorporated up 4 cents, closing at $8.35. The Basic All Share Index closing at 2,921.64, down 0.08. That's your Market Watch, and that is your Morning Business Report, brought to you by CFAL, growing wealth for future generations. That's going to do it for us today.